Y'all coming in or what?
We bought a church and we live in the church now. Still finding out what we're supposed to do with it. 8,136 square feet, residential only. This sanctuary is bigger than my first house. So we're going downstairs to the basement. We have our kitchen down here. My kids are down here. This used to be a recording studio. That's why it's set up this way. This is the room that we call our group room. So we can circle up and have our life groups and stuff in here. The church was first built, like it didn't have this back section, didn't have bathrooms attached to it. It was outhouses and stuff. Through my years of my art background, I started getting into pop-up greeting cards. What I'm going to do eventually is put a book together. Proceeds of the book will help fix up this church and to help other organizations and stuff. Yeah, that was our first date right there. During COVID, that's how we met, with masks on. We got so far apart, and then we decided we'd unmask. You know, we'd seen each other's faces. And she had such an awesome smile on her face. All right. You're on the clock. No. My whole childhood wasn't really that bad. Born and raised in Elkhart, Indiana, kind of a country farm boy. My early years and stuff were kind of just generic, kind of. Nothing really stood out, just kind of just floating through. And my whole youth, I was just getting by. Finished high school, get a factory job. I was in a relationship. I wasn't that invested, I think, into that relationship either. My mentality I wasn't invested in too many things. I was loading steel rims onto a powder coat line to get painted and stuff. And I was pushing myself so hard, I ended up tearing the muscle in my back, which basically disabled me. So I lost my job. I was 24 years old and disabled. I couldn't even move. In my mind, I was just going into that dark place. At that point, I gave up. I didn't care about life. I considered ending my life. It was a dark place. I don't even like going there, even thinking about it, My life was getting to a point where it was just building up inside. It was starting to work its way out. It was no longer to a point where I could contain it. And then finally it had come out, and I ended up hurting somebody. I took somebody's life. I did something that brought on so much regret. I just knew that however I got there, I had to change my life, and nothing like that could happen again.
Heartbeat in the quiet, spotlight in an empty room.
I served 24 years, and then I was offered an opportunity to go to the ReEntry program. Immediately, as I come through the door, one of my buddies, who I've known for a long time, he says, "Man, they got a church here and this and that," and he takes me down there while they're having church, and they got all these snack cakes and cookies and stuff. That's been my story. It's like, man, GCC hooked me with snacks and cookies and cakes, that's how they got me. But the people, they were an example of what God's love was really about. I knew I had to be part of that. It was a transformation. It wasn't like maybe just like that, it flipped, but I was like, hold on. And so I attended service every week. I went to the Bible studies, and I went to every function that they ever had. And then when I was able to get out and do For Michiana and do the food drive and to help set up for baptisms and stuff like that, when we were offered opportunities like that, and I got to meet more and more of my family. I waited until I got out to get baptized. I wanted to while I was in, but it was like, I didn't want to make a generic statement with it. They asked me, so why are you getting baptized? I said, I want everybody to know, I'm all in. I'm all in with Jesus.
This is more than a magic.
Our mission is now, it's not a Skeeter mission, it's not a Stephanie's mission, it's our mission. You know, it's together. We love God and we try to be obedient as we can possibly be. Like, we were looking for an investment property. We weren't looking for a church. Believe that. We live in this place, we live in this building, but this is God's building. Finding Jesus, I found my purpose. I found who I'm supposed to be. Before, I didn't care. I didn't care about people. I didn't care about myself. And now, with God in my life, I care about everything. Love God, love others. That's what I care about.